Freemen on the Land are members of a loose-knit group who claim that all statute law is contractual and that such law is applicable only if an individual consents to be governed by it. They believe that they can therefore declare themselves independent of government jurisdiction, holding that the only true law is common law, as they define it. The Freemen on the Land movement has its origins in various United States-based groups in the 1970s and 1980s, reaching the Republic of Ireland, the United Kingdom, and Canada soon after 2000. The Federal Bureau of Investigation considers sovereign citizen extremists to be part of a domestic terrorist movement.
I was born Sami Lapp in Finland, and my people never accepted governance, and we weren't given formal birth certificates or anything of that nature, which was the first part of your slavery. Here in North America and the rest of the world, very few people are given the option of not having a birth certificate, and that's where they started to enslave you. The all capital fiction, you've probably heard about these different things that they've done. It's all very true, and it all really does matter when it comes to the police asking you for identification and wanting to give you tickets and summons and arrest you and bring you to court and all the rest of the things. They need to have those charging instruments, otherwise they can't. It's very simple. They will tell you this. If you don't have a license, they will actually issue you a license to give you a summons or a fine, because they have to. They have no way to account, and that's all it is. It's all just accounting measures that they use. All these statutes and acts, all they are is an administrative process for accounting, basically. If they can't attach you to a number, they can't make an account. As a younger child, I never accepted the formal education. I never went to school. I got myself in a lot of trouble. Ended up in juvenile for about 3 years total, different places, group homes, that kind of thing. But when I was in there, I met a woman named Maureen, who's now gone. And she was the first one to give me books on statute and law and various other things that I was interested at the time. And I started to read contract law, and I started to understand the different control mechanisms that they use through their wording and through their little convenient sort of rules that they create to control you in different ways. And so then I started to think about who these people are and how can they do what they do. And I started to look into my health as well. Things like fluoride toothpaste, for one. Since I was about 18 years old, I realized that they're literally poisoning us, and they tell you right on the tube. So one of the most important things I can tell anyone is to stop using fluoride. It's rat poison. It's destroying your brain. A lot of why they can do what they do is because they've done this to you, and now they use aspartame and all these other things. I come from a very sort of well-adjusted sort of family, I suppose, where they would be what you'd call sheeple, I guess, except for my mother, who was sort of not involved in too much of what society has to offer. It's about the best I can say. I'm definitely the black sheep of the family, and I find that there's a lot of people out here that are, and they're the same ones that I see on the road all the time. We're doing the same thing I'm doing. I've been meeting people all across the country now. The government says that the freeman societies are within the 30,000 range of people. It's well beyond that. And in the States, it's I can't even begin to speculate how many people now understand their sovereignty and understand that they've been duped. And that's basically what it is. The elites junkies, judges and cops, just trained monkeys, teachers and preachers and doctors can only do as they're told. There's no one around in this liar's banquet who can't be bought and sold. Mr. Military Man, don't you know what you're killing for? The elites and power junkies, judges and cops, just trained monkeys. Leave through non-compliance. You got to be able to stand on your own and raise your fist in defiance. Let them cower at the gates of their ivory towers with their guns and their bombs. They can terrorize you with their lies if you come along. There is freedom, freedom, freedom. There's freedom. There's freedom, freedom if you want it. There was a ruling by a Judge Rook on Meads versus Meads a few years ago where they claim that free men are a bunch of angry terrorists, kind of violent human beings that are out here doing all these things, that the police are being told to be very careful when you're confronting a sovereign citizen or whatever. And it's like, no, we're not violent. We have no violence. I mean, yeah, sure, there may be a couple who pretend to be sovereign and they want to invoke violence just to justify the thinking that the media and the judges and the police are being told that we're violent. We're not. We just want to be left alone. We just want to be able to live in peace, decide our own fate, be responsible for our own actions. And this is what, when you're not being governed by a bunch of people who break laws every day, I mean, this is what we want to do. We just want to be left alone. And if you can handle your life without welfare, without any sort of government assistance, no health care, if I get hurt, I go pay for it. If I need bones set, I go pay for it. If I need stitches, I'll do it myself or I'll go pay for it. You know, that kind of thing. And they say, well, what if you need medicine? Okay, first of all, I don't put chemicals in my body. I will not let a doctor give me any kind of drugs. I don't know if it's important or not, but I'm almost 50 years old. I don't know if I appear to be.